as you will no doubt have seen this week, we lost one of the true icons of British media and film and television. We lost Bernard Cribbins. Wilf. In Doctor Who, at the age of 93. And obviously, our condolences on this show go out to his family and friends. He leaves a massive hole behind. Just a top bloke all around. And this one hurts.
I mean, it'll make the 60th that much more poignant.
Oh God, yeah, because that'll be his last appearance.
Yeah.
Did he even finish filming the 60th?
Who can say for sure? I don't know.
They haven't officially confirmed he's in it.
Well, I mean, he was on set.
Yeah, we know he's in it from set reports, but set reports are not official.
Yeah, I mean, set reports say is in the show.
I'm going to bleep that out because that's a spoiler.
Even so, you get the point I'm making, even if you had to censor me.
I can't believe is in the 60th anniversary. This was supposed to be a tribute to Bernard Cribbins. Whoops. But yeah, it sucks.
Well, he had a good innings, but even still,
he had a fantastic innings. He did a lot with it. We are going to pay tribute to him again next week, but let's get into this week's, because this is supposed to be a tribute episode. Well, it's a tribute episode to David Warner, who passed away last week.
And it would be very nice if the Lord God did not take from us a veteran Doctor Who actor, such that we have to go with a triple of, oh shit, we have to pick an episode with this dearly departed actor in it.
Well, I'll tell you right now, we didn't have to, but that was Kucheri's choice.
Oh yeah, well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's like it happened twice in 2 weeks.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just rotten timing, but
they say that celebrity deaths come in threes like that.
And they did, because Nichelle Nichols.
Yeah, that was the third one. That's the well, not the Star Trek podcast, but that's again like Bernard Cribbins. Good innings, but still a sad. I mean, there's only 3 people left from the 60s Star Trek that are still alive.
Yeah.
Depressing.
I was about to quit. They were all William Shatner, but no. It's Shatner Takai and...
Shatner Takai and Walter Koenig. Chekhov.
Oh, he's still around?
Yeah, he's still around.
Okay. Anyway, the objective is to talk about Cold War. And to do that with me, I'm joined by my one co-host, because unfortunately Kucheri had to pull out. He had been at a gaming convention at the weekend, and so he couldn't make it this week. That's fine.
I hope you had a good time.
But anyway, to my virtual left, the coldest blood runs through his veins. You know his name. It's Freezing Inferno.
That's pretty good.
That's still a fantastic theme, by the way.
That's one of the best themes in the series.
It's still like bittersweet because of what happened with Chris Cornell, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, another tragic. We're talking about tragic loss a lot. Yeah, I got a friend. I've mentioned this friend of mine. We watch movies together, but on his own accord, he's been watching some Bonds lately, and he discovered that the Dalton films are lit.
That was on over the weekend.
Yeah,
License to Kill was on over the weekend. That's a good film.
It is a good film.
It's a shame it didn't really take off because audiences were not used to Bond as a revenge thriller, but that's a really good film with a really good villain.
I mean, given the song that you just mentioned with Casino Royale, that certainly took it away to a more dark tone, away from campy gadget bullshit.
It did, but I think License to Kill is the only Bond film to have a 15 certificate.
Really? I would think that something from the Craig era would have it.
It's possible one of the Brosnan Bonds also did as well, but it was the first one to get 15, and people just weren't sure how to react to it.
It's definitely darker tone.
It's also definitely worth watching.
Yes, it is.
Hard to recommend both his Bond films. But anyway, Cold War.
Cold War, 2013, 50th anniversary. Mark Gatiss is back again, and he's like, "Hey, I want to bring back a classic monster that I remember."
Yeah, he's a big fan of the Ice Warriors, so he brings them back here. Which, to be honest with you, I'm just surprised they weren't brought back before this.
I mean, think about. I mean, it's kind of a. They're kind of a little campy and a bit of a. If you do it wrong, it's a pandering nostalgia grab. You know, I mean, look at this year with Legend of the Aquatic
Ugh.
Submarines. It could have gone just as easily as that. It's like, why did you do this again? To remind us of a 40-year-old Doctor Who monster? I mean, who gives a shit?
Apparently, Chris Chibnall and Ella Road.
And apparently, yeah, Chris Chibnall, Ella Road, and 2.1 million people.
Was that its total viewing figures?
I don't know offhand, but it was somewhere in 2 million. It got beaten by a rerun of Antique Roadshow, so
Oh yes, I remember that now.
it's somewhere in that vicinity. It was not good.
When you really want to know your show's in the toilet, when it's losing to a repeat of an Antiques Roadshow.
I mean, I think I said it in the aquatic in that review, but somewhere. But at least the Ice Warriors, even though it's the same thing of here's a name that some random guy gave you, and now it's been adopted wholesale because you, the audience, know that that is what this monster is called. At least it's a bit of a more respectful name than fucking.
Yes, I mean there's nothing wrong with the word Ice Warrior. I mean that's quite a noble term. It's not used as a pejorative.
Yeah, it's more of a descriptor, but it has that same sort of.
It's a descriptor, but it also describes the creature perfectly.
Yes.
Because they're not just mindless monsters.
And this episode, and I mean, the 60s are kind of a weird bat with treating them like the Troughton era treated them as generic monsters, but then the Pertwee era is like, hey, what if these guys had personalities and opinions, and they weren't just I'm going to.
What a concept!
And that gave us the Peloton stories, which, well, one of them was good.
You don't like the second one?
Not really. It has some unfortunate undertones to it.
Okay.
And yeah.
Scratch that off the list for next week then.
But Cold War then. I mean, we're on the 50th anniversary. You've got Smith and Clara.
Yep.
Very early Clara. This might be, I think this is production wise one of the first stories.
I think it is, yeah.
If not the first, but so yeah, you can tell there's a little bit of. It's not like Paul the era Clara is not here kicking ass and taking names, but there's those little seeds of Coleman. You can see Coleman's trying to work with it.
I think Clara was a much better character from Series 8 onwards, but she does have her moments.
I mean, the whole thing about why people don't like Clara in Series 7 is that there's this entire fucking arc that's a red herring being shoved in your face. What is the mystery behind Clara? There isn't one! You stupid
there is.
idiot!
There isn't one, and then she saves the day.
And she saves the day. Yes.
Over and over and over again.
Over and over and over and over again. In fact, she probably saved the day a couple times in those previous Ice Warrior stories, but we don't know that yet, so why don't we hop into the Cold War? Literally.
Yeah, I appreciate the pun there.
I mean,
so we're on a Russian submarine. The year is 1983. It is towards the end of the Cold War, but 1983 is when the Cold War almost turned very, very, very hot indeed.
I mean, from 83 to whenever the hell Gorbachev came into power in the Soviet Union, it was like we were on the brink.
Well, I mean, there was one instance where had a cool-headed radar operator not thought that the missile on his screen was a malfunction and was an actual missile, the world would have gone nuclear.
Oh, I actually there's a great video I watched about that. Let me try and find it because this is really there. It is. Here it is. Called "There May Never Ever Be Another Man as Powerful as Stanislav Petrov." Who's the guy in question? It was a technical fault, and it's like the missiles are launching, and he actually used his head and didn't hit the button on reflex, and we didn't end up in thermonuclear war.
The world needs more Petrovs right now.
Yeah. I'll check that video out. It's a good little thing talking about the Gen. But yeah. Anyway, so we're on the Russian submarine. Sean Connery is not there, but instead Liam
God
Cunningham.
damn it! I knew one of us was going to be at Red October.
It's a lit movie, and also a video game that cursed me. But that's a story for another time.
It is a great movie, but it's not what we're here to talk about today. So they're doing an exercise on the sub. We meet the captain Zukov, played by Liam Cunningham of Throny Game.
Which they sure did like poaching the cast of Throny Game. Huh?
They certainly do. In fact, they're both from Throny Game.
I mean, you got Liam Cunningham.
Stefan Shin, Tobias Menzies was one of the Tullys.
Oh, I didn't know that. And then later on, you get Maisie Williams, and of course,
you get her. You get the girl from Eaters of Light. You get the woman that falls in love with Nardole in the finale. They've all been in Throny Game.
And like I said, Jacob Anderson, Dinder.
And of course, Jacob Anderson, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, they're doing this missile launch thing. It's all tense, and then here comes the late great David Warner singing along to Ultravox on his Walkman.
You know, for such a minor part, he gets so much out of this character.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you cast David Warner in anything, he'd be great. This man elevated a fucking movie about Ninja Turtles.
That's true. He's singing Vienna by Ultravox.
Oh my god.
You know, this means nothing to me. So the captain abandons the drill due to Ultravox, of all things.
But the professor, David Warner here, also mentions, oh, we found something in the ice. There's some sort of specimen. What is it, a mammoth? Sort of. And then we cut to a guy with this big ice block, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to thaw you out now. I'm not going to wait until we get back to Moscow. And he thaws it out. And good job, buddy.
Yeah, a hand breaks out of the ice and strangles him to death.
Your credits.
That guy that got strangled, by the way, he went on to do much bigger things in The Crown.
Oh, yeah.
He was Prince Charles.
Oh, well.
And there's another couple of links to The Crown later on.
I mean, Matt Smith was in The Crown, wasn't he?
And so was Tobias Menzies.
Oh, yeah.
Playing the same character.
Yeah, there are a lot of good people in The Crown. Like
they were both Prince Philip.
Yeah.
At different times of his life.
Did she play again? Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll just leave it at that for the time being, but...
not a bit of good. Not a bit.
Let's just leave that for the time being. You had to get it in there, didn't you? You just had to.
I am on the virtual left.
I suppose I can accept that. What I can't accept is the British media going, oh, we've got another Margaret Thatcher coming in 2 months' time. No, because she wore a bow at a debate does not make her the next Margaret Thatcher. The fact that she admires her might make her the next Margaret Thatcher, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Well, how about the sub going apeshit and starting?
Yeah, the sub is going down. It starts to flood with what the hell the creature in the ice did to it. And then here comes the TARDIS. Here comes the Doctor. Viva Las Vegas. This is not Las Vegas.
Oh, God. This is not Las Vegas. What is going on here?
Clara turns up in an evening dress because we've got that whole thing of the TARDIS ending up in the wrong place.
Well, it's classic Doctor Who, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, we ended up in the wrong place. Oh, look, an adventure.
So the captain immediately threatens to have the Doctor and Clara shot.
But then he gives them advice and uses the sonic and scan stuff. Captain, adjust your lateral thrust. Make it out if you do that. And they do it. And, hey, that's great. Not so great, the TARDIS taking off without them.
The heads.
Now that's a deep fucking cut.
This really is.
This is like a Troughton era. I don't remember the story. I think the story it showed up in God Help Me the Dominators. Are you happy, Mike? Are you happy?
Scratching the Dominators off next week's list.
Definitely cross the Dominators off next week's list.
When I say next week, I mean 2 weeks from now, because
I am having I would have a field day with that. Trust me. And not like, oh, haha, mirror alert.
Now you've said that, Mike's going to come on just to pick the Dominators.
Now, I'm going to say this, and I mean it in the nicest way possible. Now that I said that, Kachiri's going to pick it next time. He seems to like to pick the ones that inspire a lot.
Not for another 3 or 4 weeks.
I mean it in the nicest way possible.
You've got time to get your affairs in order before he picks it.
Don't worry. Yeah, I mean, you can pick it near the end of August. Oh well, look at that. What's on this calendar? I have a family wedding to attend late August. Oh well. Oh, how inconvenient for me.
Oh, what's that? It's my dad's birthday. Oh no. Oh, that's a terrible oversight.
What's that hissing noise behind Doctor Who? Oh no.
We're skimming through this because it's actually a really well shot scene.
It's
the Doctor has helped the submarine to not sink, so the crew are indebted to him, but they're threatened to have him shot because they just turned up. They might be spies. Also, they're losing oxygen. Clara passes out in the melee. When she wakes up, she's wearing a Soviet naval jacket. Someone's put her in naval uniform to presume
it's not a bad look for her, but I mean the best Clara look will forever be the jacket and tie from Time Heist.
She has quite a few iconic looks.
That is my favorite Clara look, and
the one that I think gets cosplayed the most is "Let Me Be Brave," Clara.
I mean, yeah, that's enough. Yeah, the sweater, yeah. Iconic.
But you're right about the Time Heist outfit.
Yeah, hissing.
But the hissing, yeah, and behind the Doctor is, well, we kind of gave us away at the start. It's an Ice Warrior. They're back.
Oh my gosh! It's been 40 years since these literal green lizard people from Mars showed up. But here we are again. Happy, and I guess they're being indulgent because it's the 50th. Oh hey, let's have something from the past show up. It's the 60th. Oh hey kids, remember 1973 when the show was good?
I think they're doing it because not just that, but also because Mark Gatiss is a genuine fan of the Ice Warriors.
Mark Gatiss is a fan of like every old thing.
There's nothing wrong with that by itself.
I mean, he does good.
He's an old school fan of the show. I can't mock him for that.
No. But yeah, so there's an Ice Warrior, and the Doctor manages to get him to self-identify as Grand Marshal Skaldak.
Matt Smith's acting here is fantastic because he starts off being all respectful to the Ice Warrior. And so this thing's got a name. It's got a name. Are you kidding me? Yes, and a rank. This deserves our respect. And, he lowers the guy's gun and says, you're confused. There's no need for this. He pushes the guy's gun down. And then the guy says his name is Skaldak. He says, what did you just say? I am Grand Marshal Skaldak. And the Doctor's face.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It was at this moment he realised he fucked up.
It's not the only part of fucking up. How about this random Soviet soldier who cattle prods Skaldak and knocks him out?
It's not a random soldier. It's the guy from the start of the program.
Okay.
It's Depashin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he cattle prods him from behind. He gets electrocuted in tremendous pain. He collapses.
And the Doctor is like, you goddamn idiots!
Yeah. Sovereign of the Freudian cast, vanquisher of the Phobos heresy, the greatest hero the Martian race has ever produced. So what do we do now, says the captain? Lock him up.
So the Doctor explains to the kids who don't know what the fuck one of these things is, we're alive in 1973. Skaldak is the greatest hero of the Ice Warriors. The Ice Warriors are... and the Doctor refers to him as a Martian reptile known as an Ice Warrior. So, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a little... There, that makes it different from the aquatic Silurian thing of, that's your name, you...
And this is how you do exposition right, by the way, because it's not just one character explaining everything. There are other characters there to react to it.
The other key thing is that And I don't know. I'm not. I'm kind of rusty on my ice warrior lore, but the Doctor does mention that they're cyborgs that adapted to live on the cold Mars. I don't know if they've ever been called cyborgs.
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I don't know enough
And
about
then we
the
get
Ice
and
Warriors.
then speaking of like exposition, we get a great little scene where Clara doesn't realize she's speaking Russian.
Oh God, yes. Because
She
she
doesn't know about
says,
the whole.
these are enemy agents, spies. I don't even speak Russian, mate. What? I don't. Am I speaking Russian? How come I'm speaking Russian right now?
Artist translation.
Tell the translation matrix.
Yeah, companions get a little offended by that in the modern age. Who was it? It was like you're translating shit in my head and you didn't ask. Was it Rose or Donna who said that?
Was it Donna or was it Amy?
I don't know.
It wasn't Rose because Rose uses it to her advantage in Christmas Invasion.
And Donna gets the Pompeii bit.
So I think it is
Welsh.
Donna. Probably is Donna, but
The Welsh.
oh yes.
But yeah, basically they fucked up and they by attacking this ice warrior. So now the hammer's gonna come down. Fucked.
As Skaldak himself says, this planet is forfeit under Martian law because you attacked me.
He started it.
I didn't attack you. You attacked me. That was an act of provocation, senseless provocation, and it will be answered.
Yeah.
Stefan Shin is basically both a cynic because he doesn't believe it's an alien, and he's also the warmonger because he says the Cold War won't still cold forever.
Hot. Let's blow up the capitalists. Which I mean, yeah.
Hey, don't give people ideas now.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Well, no, it wouldn't be a good time because a lot of innocent people would die, but
I mean,
as the capitalists.
Yeah.
That's
thermonuclear war, not great.
That's not the way. No.
Thermonuclear war.
It sure would be nice if there was a political solution to the problem that we have at the moment, but
it sure would be, wouldn't it?
There doesn't seem to be because the two choices and the third choice are all pretty bad.
Mood.
I think it's going to be Liz Truss, and then it's Liz Truss versus Keir Starmer at the next election, and I might have to spoil my ballot on principle. And I've never considered doing that before. Not even with Boris on the ballot.
You made a vote. You took a vote for Brexit, for God's sakes.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I voted Remain, but yes.
Yeah.
I then changed my mind because reasons I've explained, which I'm not going to get into, but
you just said that on another show. But here's another great scene where the Doctor's trying to figure out who can talk Skaldak down, and he's like, "Well, it can't be you guys. He'll smell the soldier on you, and he won't cooperate." And the captain comes back, "Well, you act like a soldier too, so he'll smell the soldier on you. So who the hell's going to talk to him?" And then Clara comes up. Well, there's only one choice, is there?
I don't smell anything to my knowledge. And the Doctor basically immediately starts protesting, and the next thing you know, she goes in.
Under no circumstances, Clara, are you about to go in? Okay, Clara, you ready to go in?
Basically, he says you're not going in under any circumstances. Then the door closes, and there's Clara in the cell.
But she's got a big headset on, so the Doctor can tell her what to say and do.
Again, I really like this scene.
Yeah.
You've got Clara there talking to Skaldak. You've got the Doctor coaching her through the headset what to do. He gets her to do the salute.
It's just nice. You just put a fist over your heart, like doop doop.
Right fist to left shoulder, I think. But
yeah,
is that the salute from Battlestar Galactica? I can't remember.
I don't know.
So say we all.
But yeah, so she's talking to Skaldak, and Skaldak is reminiscing about his daughter because he's been frozen for 5,000 years, and so he's like talking about how he and his daughter went to glorious battle, and now she's nothing but dust in the wind. And then Clara keeps approaching, trying to console Skaldak, and then she's like, "Wait a minute, something's up. Doctor, he's not in the fucking suit.
Nope.
Which this I like here again to compare with the Aquatic Side this year. Mark Gatiss went and said, "I want to bring back this old nostalgic monster from the '70s," and then he said, "But I need a new twist on it." And he went, "How about one comes out of its shell and plays like a proto-alien sort of thing, like Ridley Scott's Alien."
And also, how about we make it a sympathetic villain?
That too.
Because he does make it a sympathetic villain.
We've seen every fucking Aquatic Side story. Is there any fucking innovation in Legend? It's the same shit. We're going to destroy you, land dwellers! Ha 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 ha! And it's like, oh, you're going to destroy us land dwellers? Well, I can blow you up and also call you a slur. And that's 1984 and 2022 in a nutshell, isn't it?
I'm afraid so.
Whereas here, it's like, okay, so we have these sometimes sympathetic guys in big green suits. What if one came out of the suit? And so, it's an actual fucking idea. And you gotta respect that, even if this is like decent.
And I respect the way that they choose to reveal this as well, because he's talking quite emotionally about the time he last saw his daughter 5,000 years ago. Took her on her first hunt, her first taste of action. They were singing songs to keep themselves, their spirits up. The songs of the Red Snow, that becomes important later. And there's a bit of emotion in his voice, but he's not even moved as he's saying this. And Clara is perception is like, something's wrong, Doctor. Approaches him, touches the helmet swings back, and he's not in it.
Well, and the Doctor has never heard of an ice warrior leaving its shell before, so ooh.
Because it's the highest form of dishonor an ice warrior can do. Is to leave its battle armor.
Yeah.
But he's no longer honorable because he's desperate. He's lost everything, basically. Or thinks he has.
And speaking of desperate, Stepashin is going around after some more flooding and the sub is caught on the sea cliff. And Scout grabs him from behind, and they have a talk.
Yeah, this is where I have to use my knowledge of UK TV, where this is genius casting.
Oh, yeah?
Because the actor playing Stepashin, Tobias Menzies, very good actor, is known for playing shady slime balls.
Okay, so it's a typecast sort of.
In fact, there's even a I can't remember if this came out before or after his appearance in Doctor Who. There is a 5-part drama called The Deep, set on board a submarine.
Oh.
And he makes an alliance with a Russian terrorist.
Oh,
and
wow.
Just to make it even more weird, the terrorist name is Zubov, not Zukov.
Oh my god. Well, that's definitely a bit of serendipitous
yeah.
plotting there.
So him trying to make an alliance with Scaleback is perfect casting. What this is even more ingenious for is that you'd expect that having had this actor being cast, right, so they're now going to form an alliance, and the threat of the episode is going to be Scaleback supported by Stepashin, and the Doctor and company have got to overcome them both. No, he just kills him off screen.
But before he kills the guy, this is a real interesting talk. He's just like, Stepashin is trying to pull the whole, we're not so different, you and I cliche. You know? We both want to see our enemies falter. We could form an alliance together. We could win the Cold War. Cold War. And then he tells them all about fucking mutually assured destruction. You know? God. How East and West have the billions of nukes pointed right at each other's throats, and one button could end the world. He tells them all about that shit.
Yeah.
So, there's the thread of the episode. Galda's going to make the Cold War hot. And there's an interesting scene here, which kind of is funny again, talking about... I mean, I keep throwing shade to the Chibnall era compared to this episode, I know, but it has to be said. Clara mentions, wait a minute, the world can't end in 1983. Then, otherwise, how would I get here? Of course it can. Clara, history is in flux. It can be changed and rewritten on a whim.
We've done it again, kind of.
We've done it again. Have we?
Unquite Dead.
Oh yeah. They Gates did have that theme there. Yeah, you know. Oh no, look at that. Oh yeah, history could be fucking changed in an instant. Your good future could be gone like that, so you gotta fight to protect it. It's not the status quo is sacrosanct.
Yeah, and this is where this is where he says about what Scarlett's doing is the ultimate dishonor, and then he gets his Sonic back because he lost it when the submarine crashed.
But David Warner found it.
With a Barbie doll.
Hooray!
Because the Doctor was taking things out of his pockets, kind of like Tom Bacon used to.
Oh yeah. And this is the scene that, in particular, Christopher Tier, author of Back to the 11th Hour, Volumes 1 and 2, available on Amazon.com. This scene is one that Crystal loves because the professor's talking to Clara, mentioning that he likes to sing songs to keep his spirits up. And do you know Duran Duran, Hungry Like the Wolf? Which, for obvious reasons, Krista resonates with.
I love the fact that Hungry Like the Wolf was a song on Hurdle last week.
Synchronicity. Clara doesn't want to sing. She's like, I'm not singing. No.
Yeah, I'm not singing a song.
Oh, but this is a great scene. This is definitely... Gatiss definitely has Ridley Scott's Alien on the mind, or like something like that. One of these. Because, they're in a confined space and there's this lizard... There's this reptilian alien skulking around, picking people off, It gets very Ridley Scott's Alien for a bit there, where two soldiers are talking, and one turns away from the other, and then just Skaldak silently like yoinks him up out of the frame. The guy's still talking. It's like, oh yeah, well, we got to figure out where'd you go? Ah!
And when we see them again, they're in pieces.
Which, well, we don't really see.
No, again, this is brilliant because
this is a family show. You can't be showing.
They show enough to get your mind going.
Yeah, just enough. Gatis knows sport.
We've talked about this before. Sometimes the imagination of the thing is more powerful than seeing the thing itself.
Yes, that is correct. That is a basic tenet of the spooky media.
So why has he torn these two poor sods apart? Is it because it's a savage monster, as the professor reasons? No. It was dismantling them to see how they worked. Their strengths, their weaknesses.
That's so much worse.
Isn't it just? He didn't do it because he wanted to do it because he was like being cruel. He did it for a technical advantage.
Yeah.
And yet that fits the Ice Warriors to a T.
Well, it fits this Ice Warriors. I can't really say about the Ice Warriors in general.
And this concept of them learning would be revisited in Flatline.
Well, I thought you were going to say about the Ice Warriors, but yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing. Yeah, Flatline's excellent. But Clara is very actually shaken up about this because, hey, holy shit. I think that this is the first, traditional... Holy shit, someone just got brutally murdered by a Doctor Who monster thing in her run. Because we had Bells of St. John, which was just those robots beaming people into Wi-Fi space. And then Rings of Akaten, where nobody really died. It's just a space mummy. Now here we are in Cold War, and there's a monster fucking eviscerating people for, scientific, biological advantage. And she's obviously, venting to the professor, oh, Jesus Christ, this is real. People are fucking dying.
And
my God.
It leads to a scene that, it's a small scene, but it's very significant.
Oh, yeah?
Because the Doctor says to Clara, stay here with the professor. And Clara says, okay. And the Doctor says, stay here, don't argue. I'm not arguing. And the Doctor's thrown by this. Like, what?
Wait. One of you people are actually doing as I asked.
She's actually being sensible.
What?
He previously mentioned in one of the Rose stories when he was Christopher Eccleston that that was the only thing that would surprise him now if a companion actually did as they were told.
Yeah.
And now it's happened.
Clara's full of surprises.
But the reason why she did it is that she was put off by the bodies.
Oh, yeah.
So she wanted to stay with the professor.
It's a very human role for Clara to play. And another great moment where the professor comes up He's like, look, you said you were from the future. I have to know. Look, I can't be telling you like things about the future. Ultravox, do they split up?
This is a great
So good.
scene.
It's so good.
Yeah, because they they don't get to act much together, Jenna Coleman and David Warner, but when they do, they light up the screen.
They're so good. So Clara has a laugh about that. The professor has a laugh about that. Skaldeck has his claws in Clara's head. Wait, what?
Yeah. The professor laughed, Clara laughed, Skaldak laughed, Clara is dead. No.
No.
She's about to be dead because he's got her by the head like he got the crewman earlier by the head.
But the professor shoots Skaldeck.
Yeah, he had a gun, apparently.
And then Skaldeck has him by the neck.
Yeah, and he's... Obviously his life is forfeit because he attacked him first. But Clara talks him down. And the doctor talks him down.
I do love that. Well, there's two things I love about this scene. First of all, Skaldeck mentions, "Oh, I know how to make the Cold War hot now." But second, I love the way that they film like the face of the Ice Warrior in like the. It's not revealing the face outright. You know, you see enough, but also it's kind of dark, and there's sort of a misty, smoky business going to obscure it. So it's giving you just enough of that tease of the monster because Gatiss grew up on the classic series, so he knows a thing or two about how you show a little bit of your main Doctor Who antagonist each time. So he knows a little bit about that, but I like that. That's effective.
Yeah.
Also effective is the goddamn suit walking on its own and picking Skaldeck back up.
So he lets the professor go, but again, he does it because it's a tactical decision. He can't get into the suit holding onto someone, so he drops the professor. He's safe, and goes into the suit. One of the crewmen shoots at the suit with an entire rifle clip. Does absolutely nothing to it. So Skaldeck goes off. What is he going off to do? Oh, just start a nuclear war. No biggie.
Skaldeck in the winter sky as 99 red balloons go by.
Oh, God.
No. But, yeah, well, everyone convenes in the control room, and Skaldeck is activating the thing, and the Doctor is pleading with him. Where is the honor in condemning billions of people to death? Is this how you want history to remember you?
Not as a soldier, a murderer.
And so when Skaldeck doesn't, back down, the Doctor pulls out the Sonic and is like, oh yeah? Well, I'll blow us all up if that's what it takes to save humanity. And so he creates, in his own way, mutually assured destruction.
As Skaldeck quickly points out.
Two sides ready to launch the thing and destroy both of them. Who's going to blink first? I think, given, that this is a microcosm of the actual Cold War, I think that calls for... Doctor Who Mirror Alert. Doctor Who Mirror Alert.
One thing we forgot to mention, by the way, there's a scene that I like where the captain has got a gun pointed at Skaldeck to try and get him to let go of the professor.
Oh yeah, this bit.
And the Doctor says, "No, Captain, more Churchill, not war." And the captain says, "We'll negotiate, but from a position of strength." And Skaldeck congratulates him for the tactical good move.
Like, yeah, you're my enemy, but I mean, you got a good grasp on tactics. I respect it.
And it's the look on the incomer's face when he says thank you. He's like, wait, what did I just say? He's like, my congratulations, Captain. Thank you. Wait, what?
And so, yeah, but back in the control room, then Skaldeck takes off his helmet. You can see the CG Ice Warrior face.
This is the moment that people have a problem with.
I mean, I've seen worse effects on Doctor Who, quite honestly.
I think it looks okay.
I can get
it. It wasn't meant to be CGI originally. They had made a prop. And we've seen this prop before, funnily enough, we just didn't realise it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they had made a prop for Skaldeck's face, and you can see what the prop would have looked like, because it did make it onto an action figure.
Okay.
Of Skaldak. But when they went to shoot it, they realised the prop didn't look very good in close up.
I see.
So they blurred out the prop and they replaced it with CGI.
Uh,
But the prop then got reused in the Rings of Akaten.
There's a bit of backwards fun for you.
Yeah, so we saw it, didn't realise we'd seen it in the marketplace.
We saw it before we were supposed to see it because of production order.
And
That's
then the
great.
prop was used a second time in Face
in
the
the Bells
Raven.
of St. John.
In Face of Raven.
Oh, okay.
As one of the denizens of the Trap Street.
I'll be damned. But yeah, so they're facing each other down. Which of us is gonna blink first? But then Clara asks, "Hey, why didn't you kill the professor back there?" And she starts appealing to his memory of his daughter.
Yeah, the Songs of the Red Snows.
Yeah.
He does hesitate, in fairness.
But then, hey, what's that?
It's a tractor beam. It picks up the sub.
The Ice Warrior. Yeah, we forgot to mention the fact that Skaldak was sending a signal, and nobody answered because no.
Which is what sent him on his rampage.
But no, they're alive and well out there in space doing their thing.
As the Doctor said, their greatest time is yet to come. So there are still Ice Warriors out there, and they pick up their greatest hero.
But the situation's still not diffused because he could still set off the nukes and start World War III. And so as they're waiting to see if Skaldak is going to show them mercy after he's beamed out, Clara starts singing "Hungry Like the Wolf."
Yeah. Nice payoff to that earlier scene.
But, and I'm sure this news will shock the rest of you, the world does not end in the year 1983 and Skaldak shows mercy and disarms the nukes.
Thank goodness.
Ice is averted. The Doctor finds the TARDIS. It's at the pole, the South Pole, asks for a ride, and gives a salute to the departing UFO, and that's cool.
I love the fact that the captain laughs when he asks for a ride to the South Pole. This man's entire crew was just murdered.
God.
Or certainly some of them was just murdered, but it's a way to end the episode, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Also, Clara gets a moment where she's like, "We saved the world then. Yeah, that's what we do." And she gives him a long hug.
Oh, it's very
They worked together from the beginning, didn't they, really?
They did. Honestly, Series 7B, pretty good.
She works better with Capaldi, but she worked with Matt Smith.
12 Capaldi Coleman's like the GOAT, but Smith Coleman, pretty good.
Yeah.
What did we think of the Cold War?
Well, nobody picked this. We all sort of agreed to it.
Yeah.
But I'll let you go first.
It's good. It's not like the greatest Doctor Who ever or anything, but it's functional. It brings back the classic monster, and it has an actual new twist with it. So there's some originality present. And you can tell this was made by someone who likes the classic Doctor Who, because you've got the whole, it's a base, it's under attack by an enemy, the same thing that so many Troughton stories did in the past, and all that jazz. The Cold War setting's interesting and used for good thematic portrayal, with the Ice Warrior. Clara's got some good stuff. David Warner's good in it, which is the reason we picked it. It's not the greatest Doctor Who episode ever, but it is a fine 45 minutes.
And I would agree with that, because the thing about Cold War is, it's often used by people to say that it's really not very good. And I think that's unfair.
Mm.
It's pretty solid, actually. It's a basic prestige episode, but it's atmospheric. I think Mark Gatiss handles the Ice Warriors really, really well. Clara gets some nice moments. The Professor gets some nice moments. Matt Smith gets some nice moments. And it does, it goes back to what you say about Chim, not saying anything about anything.
Yeah.
There is a really important message there about mercy and George or not war. And we can't go back to the idea of mutually assured destruction. And God, I wish certain people in this year would listen to that message.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's pretty solid, honestly. It's not as good as his other effort, this series, The Crimson Horror.
It's well,
But it's not bad.
I mean, I would call it one of the punching bags of 7B. The punching bags of 7B that people really don't like are Journey to the Center of the TARDIS and Nightmare
With good
of Silver.
reason.
And one of those even deserves it.
Journey with good reason.
Journey with good.
I think it's just mostly dull.
Well, you know, the Salvage Brothers deep problematic things going on.
Yeah. Nightmare in Silver's got its moments.
I mean, look. I gave it a glowing review. Listen, I had just come off of reading Sandman. I was totally in Neil Gaiman's Sandman. I was totally into that whole battle your dark half in the mindscape sort of thing. That really spoke to me at the time, okay?
Yeah. It also didn't help that he was coming off Doctor's Wife, which is one of the best episodes ever written.
Doctor's Wife is like fucking.
So it was always going to face unfair comparisons, is the point.
And I mean, it got meddled with too.
It did.
Considering, yeah, there was some executive meddling going on, so it wasn't as strong as it could have been. But whatever. Maybe Gaiman will come back to cover.
But that's the end of our tribute to David Warner. May he rest in peace.
Out of one tribute and into another.
Yeah, because Kachiri's picked the episodes, or should I say episodes, for next week. Because he wanted to pay tribute to Bernard Cribbins. And so he chose the one time that Bernard Cribbins played a companion to the Doctor. So next time...
The Dalek invasion of Earth!
No, the second time he played... Wilf was a companion to the Doctor.
Okay, sorry. I got it wrong. I meant to... I don't even know the fucking name of that second Peter Cushing movie. Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD.
I know what you meant, but it was not that.
Yeah.
That would have also been fitting. Because he's great in that
Gonzo,
as well.
but fitting.
But what he actually picked was next time on Doctor Who Reviews, David Tennant and Matt Smith. David Tennant and Bernard Cribbins star in The End of Time.
Technically, you're not wrong. Matt Smith is in this.
Oh, yeah. Only at the end, but he doesn't star in it.
Well,
so we're doing both parts of The End of Time. I know what you're thinking. Isn't that a Christmas episode? Yes. And
yeah,
it's a tribute to a much beloved actor.
Listen, hearing Jingle Bells will help us feel cooler in the fucking 25-degree heat.
There are still shows that put their Christmas specials on in this country in the middle of July. Mostly American shows, but still.
Nothing like Christmas in August. Oh.
I have a...
Well, 2 hours of David Tennant.
This is another one this is maligned by a lot of the community. And
I
have a soft spot for.
You have a soft spot for it, you know. It's okay, you know. Rand, he's relaxed. He just came to record this podcast. He did it right after dinner time.
God damn it! You've been sitting on that for 90 minutes, haven't you?
No, I just came up with that, surprisingly.
Good improv. I hate you for it, but good improv.
Love you too. So, where can you find us, lovely people, Reniac?
You can find us on Twitter at ReviewsDoctor. Individually on Twitter, we are at Reniac the Maniac, at Freezing Inferno, at The Kachiri, and at Concave Usurper. For Twitch, it's just twitch.tv/ our respective handles. Because believe it or not, apart from mine, it's just Reniac. All the others are the same, but it's /Reniac, / Reniac, / Freezing Inferno, / Kachiri, or / Concave Usurper. I ended up not streaming Fall Guys on Friday. It's kind of a good thing I didn't. It wouldn't have been worth a stream.
Oh, it wasn't good?
No, it was fine, but it wasn't really worth a stream because it was 3 rounds and you could win it every time.
Okay.
And it also wasn't a team game, so.
Oh well.
I would have just been seeing you guys run forward, but we couldn't do that because Kachiri was at the convention.
Oh, sure, he had a great time. By the Tower to the Trees, the
The
Tower
Tower to
Through
the
the
Trees.
Trees,
That's
not
the
the Tower Through
sequel.
the Trees.
The Tower Through the
Blah,
Trees by
blah.
Sean Dillon. And Back to the
And
11th Hour by Krista McTeer, Volumes 1 and 2.
And also, I will promote that as of recording today, and I'm sure all of these will be out by now. But I have published some shit on my blog. I have published part 2 of A Quantum Microcosm Adrift on the Sea of History, my deep dive look into every episode of the 90s sci-fi series Quantum Leap. This time I'm talking about season 2, and you can look forward to wonderful, horrible topics about the American condition and issues important to the world and resonant even today. It's a lovely little show. So
You
please,
have spoken very highly about it.
I have. I'm linking the first part of it because I mean, when you've got 22 episodes and you have like 1,000 words to write about each episode, you end up with a fucking brick. So I had to split that into
Yes, you
segments.
do. Don't throw that brute through the window. That's vandalism.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna throw a brick through the window, make sure it's for a good cause. Wink.
I'm going to leave that there because I could have said something I was going to regret later on.
Well, instead, say goodnight.
Good night. I will see you next time when we pay tribute to the late Bernard Cribbins in The End of Time, parts 1 and 2.
2 whole hours of Doctor Who. Whew.
I mean, yeah, great.
Yeah.
I'm not
You thought this
complaining.
was a short one? You thought this was a short one? Well, we're going to make up for it because this is going to be a long one.
Oh, yes. But until then, bye for now.
See ya.